right, welcoming you, my friends, to chair yoga for the care of Waldenstroms. And we are here with a group of folks who have various things going on, maybe various energy levels today. We're doing our class today at a different time than we normally do. And so it often sort of begs the question, when is the best time to do yoga? When is the best time for me to exercise? I get this question a lot. And so the answer is, of course, it depends. It depends on your energy levels, and you can always do yoga, in my opinion, and you can always tailor the practice to whatever state of being you're in. That's my true belief. If all you feel like doing is sitting and breathing, you can do yoga. Yoga is a state of being. It's a state of being where we are connecting mind, body, and spirit. The word yoga means to yoke. It means union. So in our classes, we're looking to have a mind-body exercise that addresses whatever energy levels we might be having. And you can make those determinations for yourself. And we also address some symptoms. Today we're having some symptoms like anxiety, recovering from infection, etc., fatigue. So we'll incorporate some things for those issues as well. But I think that really my theme for our class today is the ever-changing cycles. Cycles of the breath, the cycles of the day, the energy levels, the seasons, those peaks and valleys that we go through in this wonderful, wacky world of Waldenstroms, where we're watch and wait, then we're in treatment, and everything in between. So we're going to just be sort of focusing on that rhythm, tuning into that cycle, and just being with it, whatever it might be. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to rub my hands together, whether you're seated on the floor or seated in a chair. I'm going to get started by rubbing my hands together and just infusing my hands with a little care, a little kindness, and welcoming you, Carolyn, as we get started here. Inviting those of you who wear glasses to take off the glasses and just briefly cupping the palm over the eyes and just coming to a little bit more of a quiet space with the goal of doing a few eye circles. So I'm just circling my eyes slowly in one direction. I can feel my feet or my seat on the earth, and I can feel my breath moving. I might take a circle or two the other direction. And then gradually, gratefully opening the hands, bringing in a little bit of light. And then I might very lightly, a very light touch, just draw some circles over my face or maybe down my neck. Get the lymph fluid moving, always moving back towards the heart. And then we can take the glasses back on or rest the hands in the lap, and we'll do a little bit of movement now. We'll come back to the breath. So movement with the breath is a wonderful way to enter into that connected state of mind-body. So I'm going to give it my best here. I'm going to bring my arms to my sides, and I'm just going to lift my arms up as far as feels good to me. And then I'll bring my hands through to heart center. This is my circle I'm creating, a little sphere of self-care around me today. And as I do this, I'm going to breathe in, reaching up, breathing in, breathing out. Maybe I feel like going fast, that's fine. Maybe I feel like going slow, that's fine too. Maybe one arm isn't able to go as high. I'm going to adjust and modify for my own needs. And I might do this with my eyes closed, finding that breath, breathing in. Maybe you breathe out the mouth if you're experiencing a lot of stress. Breathing in, breathing out. And we'll take one more. Bringing those hands to heart center, and just for a moment, leaving the hands here in what we call Anjali Mudra. It's an energetic seal, a way to keep the energy moving in a certain way within the body. The right and left palms are pressing together. The right and left sides of the body are in balance. And we might even think of the right and left hemispheres of the brain being in balance here, as we, just for a moment, widen out our awareness to this wonderful wellness community. We're not alone. We are many other folks who might be going through what we're going through or have been through. So just for a moment, just observing that we're not alone and we're in this together, connected like the right and left palms. Releasing by interlacing the hands, interlacing the fingers, and giving the hands a little squeeze. So one of my goals is to juice up all the joints in the body and get the energy moving. So I'll just press the palms away, juice up the fingers. Maybe that's down towards the floor, maybe that's out from my heart. Either way, whatever feels good. And then I might be able to just lift up a little bit, or maybe a lot. And then I'm releasing the arms down and working with my neck for a moment. So seeing some of you carrying some neck tension, and I'll just tilt my head from side to side. I'm breathing into center, breathing out to the side, going as fast or slow as I like. So just moving the head from side to side. One more on each side, letting go of effort in those shoulders, in those arms. And then we'll come back and we'll take some circles of the head, very slow, gentle circles. Maybe you can imagine like a beam of light coming out of the top of your head, and you're drawing these circles on the ceiling. And you can also imagine that that beam of light is coming in, a nice healing white light, finding all of those little parts of the body that need support. You might go in the other direction. Maybe your circle is getting a little bit bigger and slower. Very good. And then we'll come back and work with the shoulders and the arms a little bit. So let's bring that right arm out to the right. Maybe the right arm can straighten, and maybe the palm can lift and the fingers can spread. And we can tip the fingers back towards the face. And then I'll just tilt my left ear towards my left shoulder. So I've got my right arm out, and I'm just going to make circles. Little circles at first. And those circles are going to move downward little by little. I'll bring my arm behind my back or rest my hand on my hip. And I'm just going to turn my chin down, looking at my left shoulder, taking a couple of easy breaths here. What can I just let go of in this moment? Letting go of my attachment to a result, and just being with my breath and being with what is happening right now. And then I'll release back the center and switch sides, bringing that left arm out to the left, Fingertips tilting back, lots of space between the fingers, and I'll tilt my right ear towards my right shoulder. I'm taking those little circles, easy circles. The breath is moving, and moving those circles downward little by little. Eventually we can bring that arm behind the back or rest the hand on the hip, whatever feels better, or in the lap. And then I'm just spinning my chin down. So I'm getting a little neck stretch, peeking at my right shoulder, and taking those easy, easy breaths in and one more breath. All right, very, very good, guys. And now I'm going to bring both arms, once again, out to the sides. Lots of space between the fingers. And then I'll make fists around my thumbs and drop both knuckles down. I'm breathing in, lifting, spreading. Breathing out, knuckles down. You got it. And one more big stretch for the wrist. And dropping those knuckles down and giving myself a hug. One arm on top. Doesn't matter which, but I'm noticing. And maybe I can stack the elbows. Tucking my chin towards my chest just a little bit. Taking 3 easy breaths in through the nose, out through the nose or mouth. Breathing in, breathing out. And one more easy breath in and out. All right. I'm working with the spine a little bit. So you might be perfectly comfortable coming to your hands and knees and doing a cat-cow. That might be you. If I'm in my chair, however, I'm not really easily going to be able to do that. So I'm going to do my version of that. I'm going to bring my arms back, push my chest forward, lift my heart, squeeze my shoulder blades. And then as I come forward, I'm going to bring my hands forward, interlace them, and just pull the arms away. So I'm creating that space in the upper back. The shoulder blades are sliding to the sides. So mindful that you're not lifting your shoulders up. Bring those shoulders down. You got it. Opening wide, heart lift, and interlace, pull the arms away. And we'll take one more of those, breathing in, breathing out, interlace, pull away. And then one more time, we'll push the palms away. Maybe it's straight out, maybe it's down. And I'll take some ankle and wrist. I always get those two mixed up in my mind. Take some wrist circles. Circling and back the other direction. Just noticing. And yeah, maybe you want to open the hands. That can help the energy flow a little better. And then we'll just shake it out. Take that sip of water or whatever you have standing by. And we'll move to a little bit of a wider stance. So I've got my feet out in a little bit of a wider stance, and I'm going to begin to circle my torso. Maybe for half the circle I'm breathing in, and the other half I'm breathing out. Gentle torso circles in one direction. Breathing in, sunrise. Breathing out, sunset. Moving at my own pace today. Keeping those feet anchoring down into the earth, sending those roots down into the earth. You can come back the other direction. Breathing in, sunrise. Breathing out, sunset. And then we can slowly come back to center. Okay, slowly coming back to center. I'm going to slide my right hand up my right rib cage and just lean to the left a little bit. And my goal here is to just feel what it feels like to breathe and see if I can feel that right rib cage moving as I breathe in, breathe out. Take a breath in through the nose, maybe out through the mouth, and one more. All right, other side, sliding that left hand up my left rib cage, right? Breathing for you, Mary, right? Mary's getting over COVID here, so let's take a breath for Mary into that left rib cage. And releasing. Breathing in, maybe there's a little movement. Getting things moving way down to the pleural sacs, right? The very end of the branch of the respiratory tree. Coming back to center. And now I'm going to use my arms, moving my right arm up and over. And if you cough, that's a good sign. We got things moving. All right, and then we'll switch sides. Maybe it's the hand on the rib cage, maybe it's the left arm lifting. And I'm just flowing from side to side, seeing if I could notice, maybe it feels like you have fish gills and you can open the gills with the breath. And breathe in to the side body and stretch out those muscles in between the ribs. One more on each side. Bring a little bit of elasticity to that connective tissue that can sometimes dry up. All right, and then I'm coming back and I have a nice strong core here, and I'm just going to take some circles, rubbing my tummy. Maybe I will go in a clockwise direction, which is the direction that our digestion travels. Right, up, down, left, up, right, over, down, left. And this could be just a very, very gentle pressure, and also useful for moving the lymph fluid. So a lot of different things going on in this part of the body that we can sometimes experience, whether you have bloating or nausea or gas, all of these things can happen, or you're experiencing infection, sluggishness. This can be something we use to address all of those things. Now, just knowing I'm not a doctor, and this is as a result of yoga therapy training and also what I've been learning in Rami's Tai Chi classes. And he also teaches Qigong, so. And then we'll release that, and I'm going to bring my arms back out to the sides in the shape of a cactus. I'm going to squeeze my forearms together, so my palms and my elbows and my forearms touch in front of me. And then I'm opening wide. Maybe I could lift my heart and squeeze those shoulder blades together. Exhale, push the palms and the forearms. Breathing in, opening. Right, you can make this a smaller movement if you're experiencing any discomfort or pain. Maybe you don't go to the very bitter end. Opening and closing a few more times. I like to imagine I'm opening the sash of a window in the morning and then closing it up. We go through this cycle every single day. And it's such a wonderful metaphor for just life itself, the peaks and valleys we go through with treatment, with how we're feeling. And we can take one more, and then we'll give ourselves another hug, opposite arm on top. Tuck the chin. I don't know whether it's comforting or not to know that the thing that we can actually count on is it will change. Whatever it is, it will change. If you're feeling anxious, this is going to change. If you're feeling great, this is also going to change. So, like I said, not sure it's comforting, but knowing that helps me, that the one thing that I can focus on is the change in my breath. And coming out of my hug, what I'll do is I'm going to walk my whole body over to the right. My whole body is over to the right. And I'm going to twist to the right and bring my hands on the back of my chair. And then with an inhale, I'm going to open my left arm to the left and open, twisting to the left. And then I'm closing and coming back to my twist on the right, both hands on my chair. I'm breathing in, opening, surveying this whole space, which is my self-care space. And breathing out, coming back to my little place of twisting, nurturing. And we'll take one more opening. This is all mine for me to feel exactly how I'm feeling. Coming back, last little twist. And then we'll just come to sit so we're looking straight ahead. And I'm going to just shift my whole body so my left butt is falling off the chair. And I'm going to drop my left knee down. So I'm just getting a little bit of a stretch in the front of my left hip. And I'm holding onto my chair for support here. Now this might be as far as you want to go with this. You might be able to bring that left leg back a little bit farther, but don't force it. And then from here, I'm lifting my heart, lifting my left arm, and taking a whole circle of that left arm. We're breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, sunrise, breathing out, sunset. One more circle. Beautiful. And then I'll come back and I'll just walk myself back to center. And at center, I'm going to just do a little rinse by marching in place. So marching in place, opposite arm, opposite leg. That core is nice and stable. And I'm going only as fast as I feel like today. Feeling my feet touch the earth. Feeling my breath moving. Finding that state of yoga in everything, that state of connection. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Taking some breaths here. So feet on the earth, eyes could be closed or cast down towards the floor. And in my mind's eye, I'm just going to see a circle. And as I breathe in, I'm breathing up to the top of the circle. And as I breathe out, I'm sliding down the other side of the circle. So circular breathing, breathing in. The peak of the circle, breathing out. The valley of the circle. And one more circular breath. All right, and then we'll go ahead and we'll bring the whole body over to the left. And I am going to twist my body to the left, bring my hands onto my chair. Breathing in, that right arm reaching to the right, and I'm twisting to the right. Breathing out, coming back to my twist, both hands on the chair. Breathing in, just surveying my space. This is what I have today. Breathing out. And one more gentle twist. Opening and closing. And then I'll just slide myself to the edge of my chair if I feel comfortable doing this, so that my right butt cheek is hanging off. I'm holding onto the chair for support, and I'm just going to drop my right knee down. Dropping my right knee down. This might be a little challenging for some. Please don't push through discomfort or pain. And then I'm working towards maybe straightening a little bit that right leg, seeing how that feels. And then once I find what feels right to me, I'll incorporate my circles. Circling my right arm up and over as I breathe in, breathe out. And if that feels like too much in the shoulder, you can do like a breaststroke movement. That's good, Mary, you got it. And one more. Beautiful. And then we're coming back to center. And I'm going to hold on to my chair. Stretch the right leg out and take some ankle circles. How large can I make this circle? Can I go the other direction with my circle? You could always do this with the heel resting on the earth if your leg gets tired. And then I'm going to switch it up with the left leg extended, circling in one direction. Nice big circle. Getting all those juices flowing, synovial fluid bathing the joint. Moving in the other direction. And then releasing the foot down and coming to sit, deciding whether standing up is something you would like to do today. And that's an optional practice for us in our chair yoga class, of course. If I'm coming to stand, I'm going to do so very mindfully. I'm going to take my time, set up my space so I won't trip over anything. And take that sip of water if I need it. Starting with a slightly wider stance. I'm going to keep my head pointing forward, and I'm going to find something maybe off in the distance, not my monitor, that I can keep my gaze affixed to. This is my drishti, this is my focal point. It helps me, from all the distractions I have going on, it helps me focus my attention. And as I do this focus with my gaze, I'm just going to windmill my body to the right and to the left. Let the arms swing. My feet could be anchored down, right? Or maybe my feet travel with me a little bit. But I'm still just keeping my gaze, my head and my gaze at that one point off in the distance. And I'm letting the energy flow, getting the energy flowing here. So for the most part, the arms are really relaxed. At the last minute, we kind of bend them and tap a little bit onto the body, the back and the front of the body, wherever they hit. And then we'll come back and we'll do a couple hip circles. So a little bit of a wider stance. And I'm taking a circle with my hips, lubricating the hip joints. Breathing in, breathing out. Moving in the opposite direction. Just some hip circles here. You got it. And then we'll go ahead and relax the arms down at the sides, reaching the right arm up, dangling the left arm loose. Grabbing onto that imaginary rope, can you extend a little farther? Can you stretch a little farther? And then we're coming back and switching sides with that left arm lifting. The right arm is relaxed, dangling, reaching up for that rope and releasing. We'll do one more on each side. Finding what feels best to me today. All right. And then let's go ahead and walk the feet back to about hips width distance apart. I'm sinking down into my imaginary chair. So I'm bending my knees and bringing my hips back. And this can be a challenging pose if you have knee or hip issues or lower back issues. So please be mindful, come out of it if you feel pain. With that in mind, I'm going to be pulling my belly towards my spine. So I'm really using my core here. It's not all on my low back. I'm kind of tucking as if I had a tail, tucking my tail between my legs. And then I might go ahead and let's do some arm circles with this. So I'm going to inhale, straighten, arms rise. Exhale, hands come through heart center, and I'm sinking back into my chair pose, integrating the core. Breathing in, arms rise, straightening the knees. Exhale, sink down, weight is back in the heels. You got it. Inhaling. Exhaling, sinking down. You're doing great. One more. Feel the strength in your legs as we inhale. Exhale, sink down. You might hold it another moment. And then we're coming out of it, and I'm just going to walk it out a little bit. Opposite arm, opposite knee. You can do, modify this if you stayed seated. You can march in place. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Maybe it's a short little walk or a shuffle. You've got it. Opposite arm, opposite leg. And then we'll move into a warrior one. I've got the right foot forward and the left foot back at a little bit of an angle. Nice wide base. I'm sinking into the right knee. I'm squeezing my left glute muscle. And option to flow. As I inhale, I'm lifting one or both arms, straightening the knee. And as I exhale, I'm sinking down. Again, finding your drishti or your focal point, letting all the distractions fall away, and bringing the breath into your foreground. Or one more. Beautiful. Bringing my back foot forward a little bit, straightening my stance, and taking a bow. Getting a little stretch to the back of my right leg. Maybe you bring the forearms to the chair. Maybe you have another way you like to practice this. I'm tucking my chin. And once again, I'm pulling my belly towards my spine to protect the low back. Coming up when you're ready. And switching sides. Left foot forward, right foot back. Sinking into that left knee, squeezing that right glute muscle. Change it up if you're uncomfortable. And we're flowing within this shape, or you could always stay static if you prefer. Reaching up, grabbing on a little slice of calm, bringing it into your heart space. You got it. Inhale, exhale. Finding your drishti, one more. You got it. And then we'll take the hands to the chair, shorten the stance. Take a bow. I'm in no hurry to get there. Pulling that belly towards the spine, tucking the chin, nice, integrated. My awareness can be any number of places. It could be the breath, it could be the feet, it could be the sensation. And then I'm coming up out of it, and I'm just going to take one more standing pose, do a little balance challenge, taking a sip of water first. So if you feel tired, you can always sit. And you can imagine yourself doing this. Visualization is actually very powerful. So I've got both feet on the earth. If you're seated, you can close your eyes. Weight will come into the right foot. I'm picking up my left leg and just hugging it in, zipping up my core. And maybe releasing my hand from the chair for a millisecond and bringing it right back. Finding my edge, stepping in and out of my edge. You've got it. One more breath. And release, kick it out, and switch sides. I've got that weight in the left foot. right leg up and in, holding onto my chair the whole time if need be. And just staying with my drishti and my breath. Falling in and out of it without judgment and with compassion. Here is where I am today. And then we'll release, kick it out. Make any other standing movements that might feel good to you before you sit, or just come to sit mindfully. So coming to sit, I'm going to come to the edge of my chair. I'm going to bring my hands onto my knees. I'm leaning forward with a nice unrounded back, so I'm purposefully not rounding my back. I'm going to lift all my fingertips as if I were a lion about to pounce. And I'm going to detox through my breath. I'm going to open my mouth as wide as feels good, stick out my tongue, and take a couple of roar breaths. One more. Beautiful. Now we'll come to our hip stretch. So I'm crossing that right ankle over my left knee. I might take a moment to massage my right foot. And then I'll take hold of my shin and just find the stretch. Where do I feel the stretch? Maybe if I lean forward a little bit more, maybe I'm already feeling it. And again, I'm avoiding rounding my back here. Trying to sit up tall. Imagining that I'm lifting from my tailbone to the crown of my head and just reaching my heart forward. Okay, sit up, cross the knee over, and we'll take our twist. Use those core muscles, twisting to the right. Staying in my twist for maybe 2 breaths. And there's a place to gaze over here as well. Releasing to center. And switching sides, left ankle over the right knee or thereabouts. Massage. Give yourself a little massage of the bottom of that left foot, if it's available, or maybe the shin or the calf. And I'll take hold of my shin or whatever feels good to me. And with that nice posture, I'm just going to lean forward a little bit, soften my shoulders, find my breath, find my gaze. Maybe I can come back to a bit of that circular breathing, imagining that my breath is a circle and I'm traveling up with my inhale to the top of the circle. That's the peak, and then I'm traveling to the bottom of the circle. That's the valley. Peaks and valleys. I'm coming back up to sit when I'm ready, crossing the knee over, using those core muscles to twist. Unless you're, eating, I would say don't twist while you're eating. Peeking over that left shoulder, but it's all good. Peeking over that left shoulder for a couple of breaths, find the place to gaze. Getting a good workout for your jaw muscles there. Come on back to center. And we'll take one more big stretch. Making any other movements the body's asking for. And maybe one more big juicy hug. Because self-care is not a luxury. Self-care is absolutely integral, and the only person that's going to make that happen is me. So gold stars for taking care of yourself today. I'm going to close our class with just a little bit more breathing. So let's go ahead and find a comfortable way to sit. And I will also just grab my singing bowl. And I don't know if this will come across, but you hear that? All right, so I'm closing the eyes. We're softening the gaze down, and I'm feeling my feet or my seat on the earth. And I'm letting my whole entire body just rest for a moment. Do nothing. Draw up some nourishment from those roots that you've sent down with your imagination. I'm breathing into the top of my circle, breathing out. And it just keeps going round and round. See if I can stay present with this breath for the next 3 breaths. And then I'm letting go of doing an effort and even attention. And I'm just going to let myself be still for 1 moment longer. And then when I'm ready, I can open my eyes and bring my hands to Anjali Mudra, the right and the left palms pressing in front of the heart. It's also symbolizing the connection that we make with each other. I think one of my teachers once said, the divine in me sees and honors the divine in you. And we all have that spark within us that we can connect, and Zoom is a wonderful place to do that. So I'm going to close with an Om and 3 Shantis. Feel free to join in or just listen, breathing in. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Sending our love and support to all of our friends who are going through a lot right now. And so thankful for all of you. Namaste.